Microtransactions have been in video games for so long now that it's not even really uncommon to see a company not put it in their title. I mean, pretty much every FPS multiplayer game out there implements something that involves a microtransaction, whether it's a loot crate, maps, anything that involves money. They will find a way to put it in their game. I remember the good old days where you could just basically cop a game for 60 bucks, and that's it. You get everything that comes in that game. You grind for what you want. And that was a great feeling when it used to be like that. When it used to be challenges to unlock your camos, and challenges to unlock different weapons, and skins, and character customizations. It used to be challenges that you had to complete, which not only added a better experience, but added a lot more playtime into the game, instead of just coughing up like $100 and hoping that you get everything in the game and you're done with it. You actually had to play the game in order to get what you want. So my question is, are microtransactions going to ruin video games? Are they basically going to end the cycle of what people used to love and play games for? Or is it just going to turn into a big gambling scene where underage kids can find their little gambling spot? Instead of having to go to a casino, they could just hop on Call of Duty and drop $100 on a crate and gamble that way. But I mean, other than that, it's a 50-50 feeling for me right now. In my personal opinion, there's ways that you can do microtransactions. There are ways that you can do it. But if you take the Call of Duty route, you're not doing it right. You're doing it the complete opposite way that you should be doing it. I mean, if you look at the Call of Duty way, they're basically charging you for everything. They're charging you for weapon skins, character customization, maps. They're charging you for freaking reticles. They're charging you for reticles. The freaking reticle for your scope are even in the care packages that you have to purchase or just continuously grind. Now for my first example, it's going to be Battlefield 5. Obviously it's going to be Battlefield 5 because they're basically bringing it back. They're 110% bringing it back. There is no such thing as a microtransaction in Battlefield 5. That we know of now. I mean, when the game comes out, there could be more than likely a million different ways that they could be scheming money from people. But as of right now, from what they're saying, there's no loot crates. There's no DLC map packs. Everything that you want in-game, you have to work for. There's challenges to get your character skins. There are challenges to get your gun skins. There are challenges to get weapons. There's challenges for everything. So when you play Battlefield 5, you are grinding for what you want. You're not just paying and coughing up the cash. So basically when you're on the battlefield, it's whoever has the most money. You know, whoever is the richest person has the coolest stuff. No, it's whoever is the best player or the most dedicated player has the most stuff. Now, in my opinion, obviously this is the best way to go throughout making a video game. Who wouldn't love this to be in every single game that you could possibly play, where you have to work for what you want instead of just gambling for the things that you want in the game? This is honestly, I'm speechless that they're taking this route because we haven't seen this in gaming history in a very, very long time. This might actually be game changing for eternity. If this goes out the way that I think it will, other players around of different player bases, like in Call of Duty, Overwatch, not even Overwatch because I was going to use Overwatch as another example, you're here later in the video, but other titles that use crates in their games, they might revolt and say, yo, we don't want this anymore. Why are you still doing this? If they can do it, so can you. So Battlefield and EA might be going on the right route right here. They might be making a huge movement for gaming history. Even though it all started with Star Wars Battlefront 2 and they weren't even expecting to take this route, it kind of just came all by shock with them when the whole Star Wars Battlefront community decided to just slander the game for what they're doing. Which really confuses me on why other communities can't do the same. Why is it so hard for the Call of Duty community to revolt against these insanely ridiculous loot crates? Why is it so hard for us to backfire and show them that we don't want this anymore? All you have to do is just not buy them. That's literally the only thing you have to do. But for some strange reason, nobody can do it. Everybody, and I mean everybody, has to continuously buy COD points, continuously get the season pass, continuously feed into the business plan to prove to them even more that they don't have to stop doing this. They can continuously make these microtransactions in their games without zero consequences. But moving on to the next example is Overwatch. Like I said a little bit earlier, Overwatch has a loot crate system as well. But they did it honestly the better way, and I could agree with this. Even though I wish there was no microtransactions in games, this is fine. This is okay, because when you pay for things, you're only paying for skins. And in these crates and these bought items that you can get in the shop, it's just skins, character customizations, which is not an issue. It really isn't. Even though you just dropped $60 for a video game, I mean honestly, for the price of $60, you should be getting everything in this game for free, including the characters, weapons, skins, and all. It should probably be all handed to you right off the bat. But if they want to make additional skins later on in the game to sell off, that's not as bad and not as game-changing as, for say, like I've been saying this whole time, Call of Duty. I know everybody's getting sick of it, but I mean, Call of Duty is the best example ever because their business plan is just so fucked. It's insane. I mean, Call of Duty, it's a huge pay-to-win feature in this game, which other games, not just Call of Duty, other games also tend to try to roll along this path as well, where you pay extra cash to get stuff out of the loot crates because they will help you win. As in weapons, Call of Duty is notorious for adding DLC weapons, which are freaking nuts some of the times, not all of the times, but the majority of these weapons are insane. And people will cough up money. And the people who cough up money will get these things much quicker than the people taking their time and grinding the game to get this specific weapon, allowing it to be paid to win, because while the people are still trying to grind to get the weapon, they're already getting sprayed down by people who just dropped 20 bills to get this gun. So at least Overwatch isn't copying that formula. If they were copying that formula, I would not even be discussing Overwatch. I would just categorize them exactly with Call of Duty for the stupidity of adding a pay-to-win gun into the game. It's stupid. So Overwatch is taking a W. And honestly, the way they do their loot crates, it's more efficient and more manageable. I guess I can accept it a little bit more if they have to be in the game, if it's done that way. So at the end of the day, I guess microtransactions aren't going to be the end of video games. Video games will thrive forever pretty much, whether there's microtransactions in the game or not. It will probably still live on. But I really do think EA is going to make a game-changing move here with making it no DLC if they keep to the plan. If they allow this to work and not add anything, and I mean anything, it is all basically earned by challenges to get customizations, weapon skins, weapons, character customizations. All of that stuff should be through challenges, and if they can keep their word on that, it might be a huge movement. People might also follow this and start, like I said earlier, saying to their companies, if they can do it, so can you. Hopefully that happens. I hope that chain reaction does occur, so Call of Duty and other companies as well will follow the same route and take these stupid crates out of the games. But as always, thank you again for tuning into this video. Leave down in the comments section on what you guys think, if microtransactions will kill gaming, or if it's just another thing in gaming that will just pass on, just another phase. But as always, leave a like if you enjoyed the content, share it if you want to get it a little bit more popular, why not? And subscribe if you also enjoy the content as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Spot full of birdies with no tree top. You know you my son.